Merry everyone, welcome. I have been thinking about doing a video on this topic for quite some time now, so this is exciting. Divination, the definition isn't very concrete. Definitions I looked up online to try to find a concrete definition. They seem to vary a little bit depending on who you're asking. But my understanding of it and what I'm using as a definition is this. This is what it means to me. Divination is about being able to become aware of more subtle energies and gain information about current situations that you didn't previously have, to be able to get insights about current situations that you didn't previously have, and also it can be either or both. Also being able to tap into and gain information about the future or upcoming things that are coming. Okay, so I feel like the most important thing in my experience in my life, what I've found is the most important piece of being able to do divination is your own, it comes from within. It's about your intuition, being able to connect and receive guidance from your subconscious, from spirit realms, spirit guides, your higher self, and also to be able to tap into the collective consciousness and bring back information from there, and your connection with source. I'm going to talk in this video about tools, though, and some of the definitions I found of divination did directly state that it involved using tools to be able to do these things. So there are lots of ways to do divination, and possibly infinite ways, and so I'm of course not going to cover all of them, but I'm going to cover some popular ones, some that I have learned a little bit about and used, and there's a number of them I'm going to cover, so maybe some of them they'll be the first time that you're hearing about them. So to start with, there are tarot cards and oracle cards. Multitude of different types of decks. A lot of choices there. So oracle cards and tarot cards. Another tool that's very popular is the pendulum. Pendulums are really good for getting yes or no answers. You can buy pendulums. You can make your own pendulum. A pendulum is oftentimes a crystal or a stone on the end of some sort of chain or string, a lot like a necklace, but you can actually use a necklace. You can charge a necklace and use necklaces to act as pendulums. But a lot of times when you buy them, there's one string instead of the two that would loop around your neck, just a single string with a crystal or stone or something. At the end, you might use a pendulum. Well, I'm not going to walk you through exactly how to do it because I'm actually just starting to get into this, but you hold it, you charge it so that it'll move side to side or back and forth for yes. And it may be that you don't get to choose, that the pendulum or spirit will tell you which way is yes and which way is no. You ask which way is yes, and it'll move in that way, and which way is no, and it'll move in the opposite way. But that's about how you use them, you hold them up, you hold them up and you'll ask a yes or no question and then receive your answer. So that's something maybe some people want to look into more. Runes are also pretty popular. I don't know too much about runes. I haven't been using them. I am somewhat interested in learning more about them and possibly starting to use them in the future. But like I said, I don't know much about them right now. I believe they're of Germanic origin, and they're often on their little pictograms, hieroglyphics on stones or wood, or they can be put onto various things. It's the actual pictogram or hieroglyph, I think, when you say runes, that's being talked about, not the material that they're on. But they generally go into a bag and you can pick them out, or I think there's other ways of using them as well. Palmistry, or reading palms. That's another way to do divination. Scrying. You can do scrying with a mirror, with water, fire, and I'm sure a number of other things. Scrying is basically gazing and going into a trance. There's the I Ching, which there's a process to deciding which hexagram to read. The I Ching is Chinese, I believe. It's definitely Asian. It's very ancient. And there is a process, so I hope this is not disrespectful, but my inner guidance system and spirit tell me to. I do use a form of the I Ching, an interpreted form of the I Ching, and my spirit and inner guidance system has actually told me to never mind about their way of doing it and to simply do it this way. I have a book here. I Ching means Book of Changes, by the way. And what I do when I use the I Ching to consult it, I either ask a question, and it's not yes or no, like the pendulum. When I consult the I Ching, I ask, like, what is the best way for me to proceed with this relationship with this person? What is most in alignment with my higher purpose? And I use my left hand because my right hand is dominant, so my left hand is more linked to my subconscious mind. And I pick one without looking, and then I read it. I also often use it just to consult it and say, okay, what advice should I take for today? What advice is most in alignment with my higher purpose for today? And then I'll read the hexagram that it fell on. Okay. Astrology is a great tool for divination. I do know some about astrology, though I'm not an astrologer. Western astrology, and some about Chinese astrology as well. But there's various systems of astrology. There's a couple Eastern ones. There's Vedic, which I don't know much about, and there's also what's called the Chinese astrology, which is not only used by China and Chinese people. It's actually been used by other Asian cultures for a long time. Of course, you don't have to be Asian to use it. And then there's Western astrology. There's numerology, also very interesting, and I'm somewhat familiar with that. I've used that some as well. there's something called automatic writing. Automatic writing I actually call free writing, but automatic writing is where you just start writing without thinking about what you're writing. Some people choose to use the non-dominant hand when they do this. Some people choose to have their eyes closed, or some people choose to just stare away. Some people can do it while they're looking at a page and not be obscured by their conscious mind. I also want to say, and I was just going to put this at the end of the video, but I want to make sure that I don't forget. Some people gravitate towards certain tools and ways of doing divination, and than other people. In some ways will work better for some people than others. So you may have a really hard time getting one of these ways to work for you. It just won't work for you, and something else might come more naturally and work better for you. Alright, so soul cards. I did a video talking about soul cards, and gave a little bit of information about how I feel that you can use it in divination. So if you want to go check that out, that's on the channel. And there's also links to find out more about the people who created it and their original purpose, which is could be considered divination as well, because it's about learning more about yourself, your soul, and what energies you have within you, what you're working with, what you're putting out there. So in and of itself, you could think of that as divination as well, but I discussed somewhat ways that I have used them, and I've thought of to use them that are more like using tarot, I guess. You can also do what I did with the I Ching with any book. You can take a book and just flip through it, put your hand somewhere, and see what words come up a few times if you want, or just once if that's all you need. You can do this just to do this and see if any messages arise, or you can ask a question. Again, some ways work better for some people than others, and sometimes certain methods will work better for some people, and then during other times they just won't be working very well. So I could ask, the question, do you have any messages for me? Or I could ask a question, what is the best step to take for my career today? And sallow, I don't know what sallow means, but let's see, the house comes up. My arms, so that's interesting. Rivers, childhood, so that's interesting. Maybe I'll go stick my arms in the river and think about my childhood. Alright. There's the, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, I'm very unfamiliar with this one, but orgum, the Celtic orgum. Sticks, that's about all I know, but I'll write it, so if you want to go look it up, you can. And like I said, there are a lot of ways to do this. There are a lot of tools you can use, and this one, gets laughed at now by most people because of movies like The Craft, and is that the movie where there's a Ouija board? Just various movies, horror movies and things, really made a lot of fun of Ouija boards, and they've become like play toys, and a big joke. But you could use a Ouija board to do divination if you're doing it right. if you were to take a Ouija board and put your hands on it, ask questions, kind of like a free write, and just without looking, move your hands where you feel pulled to move them to, and then write down, the letters or whatever it lands on. You may get some messages that way. If you're doing it with Coven or other people who are also doing it correctly and not cheating, then you may also, you may be able to get answers that way as well. It's something you can do with people or on your own, really, and it can be used for divination. Just oftentimes it's not. So. All right. That's basically it. I did want to share something else, though, that I sometimes do, because you may be able to apply it to different things and have it help you. I have this chart of crystals and their meanings. It's not very inclusive, because there's so many crystals in the world, but there are, I don't know if you can see that or not. There are a number of them. I could close my eyes and just pick one. But what I often do is I often try to clear my mind and open it to receive, and I ask, are there any crystals that I should read about, consider using today, and clear my mind and be receptive. And a lot of times I will get an answer. I will get the name of a crystal, and then I will go to the chart and I will look at it and I will read what it's about, and it always clicks. Every time it'll click. So you could do this. That's really just your mind, but you could do it, and then if you don't have a chart, you could look online for metaphysical and magical properties of crystals, or in a book if you have a book, and see if it resonates and seems appropriate for you and how that works. And of course you can do this with a number of things. It doesn't have to be crystals. I do find that crystals and I work really well together on an intuitive, subconscious level. I often will go into a store and be drawn to crystals that, when I read about them, I realize are just what I need right now. And even for other people, if my boyfriend's having an issue or something like that, I'll often be drawn to a crystal that's for him. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I guess that concludes my video. If you have any questions or comments you'd like to leave, please do so below. Likes are always appreciated, shares are appreciated. Your time and energy to watch these videos is appreciated. So thank you. And yes, so that's all. So merry part, and merry meet again.